Hello and welcome friends. So in this video we are going to see user info service. Like in previous video we have seen the architecture of our application, what we are going to see, and so now we are going to create a user service. So how to do that one? So you can create a Spring application using start.spring.io, or you can directly go on your STS and click on file, and here you need to click on new and Spring starter project. So same thing, like whatever you will get here, you can add the dependency, you can choose your Java version, and you can start to that. You need to add one dependency only, which is, so you need to add only one dependency, which is the Spring Web. So after adding, you can start this REST API application. So how to do that one with the STS? So as I have clicked on new, it will just service URL, like same thing there here also, and you can put this much. So here you can put as user info service. As I have already done this one, so we are getting the same name like this. So I will say one here, and you can change the group and package. Now let me show you the second part. You need to add a Spring Boot as a dependency here. So I have already done that thing, so let me go through with the application part, what we need to do here. So after once your application get like your as your pom.xml dependency get added here, so you no need to do much thing here. As you can see, I have added dev tool as well, so that my changes which I'm going to do at runtime, they can reflect on the front end. So you can add this one if you want, otherwise you can leave it. And I have this one is added by Spring Web only. So once the application is here, you will get something, this class already get created, which is the default one, where from the main application you will get your main function here, and it will run this user info service dot class in the class path of this Spring Boot application. It will load that this class on the container. Okay, so I have created a user controller, and one Pojo class we required here, which is the user.java. So this is the mandatory thing. You like it, all the mapping with the JSON and all, it will take here. So I have created a private int as user ID, username, string username, string email, and string credit score, and pfid is my portfolio ID. So if you come down, and in user controller, what we are gonna do, I have just added as a request controller to act as a REST API. So whatever the request with the user info service, it will come to this class, and with that class we have one request mapping as the user ID, where on this mapping it will call get user by ID function, and in that we have used the path variable. So whatever is coming with in this path, it will get mapped to this user ID, and in that after that it will get mapped to this integer user ID. So we have created a list of array of the user, and here like we have added the multiple users. We have created object and we have added in that array list, and to get that user in that array list, we have used here stream API. So user list dot stream dot filter, and in that you where user ID equals to u dot get user ID, and find any or else null. Okay, if the find any, then it will return that user, otherwise it will return the null. So like this, that whole statement searching and all this thing can be done in one statement only using this stream API. So after that, as I got the user, I will just return that single user on the front end. So as we have used this Pojo class here, so using that, it will take that data as a JSON data, and it will give us the response in JSON. So here nothing that much we have did something hard here. We just have created a default constructor and parameterized constructor, and then getters and setters of all the defined private variable. So that much you need to do. And let me show you my application.properties file as well. So here I have defined only one variable, which is the server dot port as 9092. So as we are going to develop a microservice application, so here we need to use the multiple port for the multiple application services. So I have used them as we have a main app service, user service, portfolio service, and mutual fund service. So we need to have a different port so that it can run simultaneously on the same system. So you need to add this server.port only inside properties in your application.property file. So now let me run my application and show you the result. So the application was successfully run, and let me show you that also. Yeah, so it is running on the port 9092, and once you hit on the service, user info service, it will go in the backend and it will give me the data. So once I have hit with this localhost 9092 with user info service /2, it will go to my application and it will search for the mapping. So user info it found here, and in that it will check with that request mapping. So we it find that user id path variable request mapping with map with this function get user by id, and map this user id with this variable, and using stream api it will get the one user data and return on that user on the front end. And the json mapping is happening with my pojo class. So whatever you are seeing here, it is coming by pojo class, the json mapping. So we no need to do anything, we just need to add our dependency as the spring web, and that jackson dependency and everything get added with this spring boot starter web. So I hope you got this user info service application, like how we are getting the only single user on the front end. So in next video we are going to see mutual fund service, and after that we will see the portfolio service. So please subscribe to my channel, friends. Thank you for watching.